Shalom Akim. This is the Sabbath service of the ISUPK under command of the General. La Yasha Allah. Everyone rise and face the east. We're going to send up the prayers. The Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwavka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawo, Haya, Ba Shemayim, Nathundanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawafyanawa, Wala'a, Tabaya'ayanawa, Banasayawan, Abod, Habashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahakapara, La'aywalamyam, Aman. And in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Second prayer is the Hakah, the power, Yahweh, Wa Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Baba Kushar, Nafon Lanawa, Hakah, Hakah, Larapa'a, Kal Makala, Wa Kal Madawa, Hakah, Lataha, Hamatazarayim, Hakah, Lahakwiya, Hamathia, Hakah, Al Raka'awa, Hatama Allah, Lagarishan, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, the Wada Aman. And in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Third prayer is the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Mata Zabiya'a, Alawapya Hana, Ha Alawapyam, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Ha Kalyayayam, Wa Akwafyam, Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, the Wada Aman. And in the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Then we got Psalms 121. Asha'ar Ayanya al-Hahayim Ma'ayan Yaba'ar Isaiah Ma'ayin Yahweh Aisha Shemayim Wa Al-Yathan Lamawat Regalka Al-Yanawam Shemaka na la'a, yanawam, wala'a, yayashan, shawama, yashra'ala, Yahweh, Shemaka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yam Yanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakayaka, Wayarab, Wala Yala, Yahweh, Yashamaka, Mikal Rai, Yashama, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashama, Taza'afka, Waba Ayaka, Ma'aitha, Wa'aid I will love. Amen. And in the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83. Alahayim, al damaya laka, al thakarash, wa al thashakwat, al kaya hana, al waba yaka, yahama yawan, ra'ash, il imaka, ya ira yamwa, sawada, wayatha, ya I tazawa, al tazar kawanyaka, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanakakida, Magaya, Wala'a, Yazaka, Sham Yashra'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Aitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Vaya, Yakarakwa, Alahaya, Adawam, Wa Yashama Aliyah, Mawa'aba, wa Hagayim, Gabod, wa Aimawan, wa Aimalak, Palashab, Aim Yeshavya, Tazawa, Gum Ashawa, Nadawa, Aimam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labunya Lawat, Selah, Aishalaham, Kamadyan, Kasaya, Sarab, Kayabyan, Wanakal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Vayandara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Nadar, Yabwa, Ka'ira, Wakazahaba, Wakazabat, Wakatazal, Menai, Kal Nasaya Kamwa, Ashar, Amawa, Naya Risha, Lanawa, Na'awa, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Ka'ash, Taba'aya Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Hayim, Khan, Taradakma, Basa Iraka, Wabasa Wapaka, Tabalaham, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayaba Alwa, Aida Wayakapawa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Da'aiwa, Kaya Atha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kaha Aratiza. Amen. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace,
hold not thy peace,
and be not still,
and be not still,
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies make a tumult,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted against
and consulted against
thy hidden one.
thy hidden one.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
come,
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
that the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
But they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab
of Moab
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabor
Gabor
and Ammon
and Ammon
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher also is joined with them.
Asher also will join with them.
They have opened the children of Lot.
They have opened the children of Lot.
Selah.
Selah,
Do unto them
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sarah,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
and the brook of Kison,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Horeb,
Made their nobles like Horeb,
and like Zaeb.
and like Zaeb.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes as Zabah,
all their princes as Zubah
and as Zalmunna,
and as Zalmunna,
who said,
who said,
Let us take to ourselves
let us take to
the
ourselves
house of God in possession.
the houses of God in possession.
O my power,
O my power,
make them like a wheel,
made them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth a wood,
as the fire burneth for wood,
and as the flame
and as the flame
setteth the mountains on fire.
sets the mountain on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest,
and make them afraid
and make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name,
that they may seek thy
O
name.
Yahweh.
O Yahweh,
Let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the Most High
are the Most High
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
So be it.
So be it.
Guess it. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh
in
Shai,
the name of Yahweh Shai,
listen to us now,
listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses
Send evils and curses
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against us,
that speak against us,
thy prophets,
thy prophets,
the
the
teachers,
teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
and the school.
and the school.
Send evils and curses
Send evils and curses
and punishments and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose
and shake loose
the treasure
the treasure
of the rich of Israel
of the rich of Israel
that refuse to give to the school.
that refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches
Force their riches
to enter into thy sanctuary.
to enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses
Send evils and curses
and punishments and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the Edomites
to the Edomites
and the nation
and the nation
and their drug dealers,
and the drug
the
dealers,
court system,
the court system,
the prison system,
the prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
Skinheads,
skinhead,
Pasikomatasi,
Pasikomatasi,
the gay movement,
gay have thy people
that seek to stop us
that seek to stop us
and bring swift destruction
and bring swift destruction
to all the heathen
to all the heathen
that stand in the way
that stand in the way
or try to stop us
or try to stop us
from broadcasting your word
from broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues,
Let loose all the plagues,
cause them to go to and fro
cause them to go to and fro
through the earth and consume them.
through the earth and consume them.
Let the plague shake
And let the plague shake
the house of the thief
the house of the thief
and the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let Yahushua,
Let Yahushua,
Michael and Gabriel
Michael and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucers
come down with the flying swords
and punish all the heathen
and punish all the heathen
that come up against us
that come up against us
as we speak thy word.
as we speak thy word,
Cause it to be known by all
cause it to be known by all
that it is the angels that have done it.
that it is the angels that have done it,
Cause it to be spread
cause it to be spread
through the media
through the media
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world,
Cause them to shake
cause it to shake
at thy coming.
at thy coming.
In the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahushua,
thank you always.
thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Right. Yeah, that's the prayer for the first part. So everyone be seated, and then we're gonna catch up where we left up in the book of Genesis. All right, it was in Genesis. Do it for you. All right, we're at Genesis 23 and 1. So the Akim are going to be up in a second, but I'll get it started. Genesis 23 and 1. Waya Hayawa Kayaya. It was like Kayaya Shara Ma'a Shana wa I Sharayam Shana Washabai Shanayam Shanya Kayaya Shara Wa Thama Shara Vakwaya A Rabbi Kawa Kab Rawan Ba'arataza Kana'ain Wayaba Abaraham La Sapad La Shara Walaba Kaf Wala Bakaf Wayakwam Abaraham Ma'il Hanya Mathawa Wayadaba Al Banya Kaf La'ama, verse 4. Ga Wathawa Watha Washab Anakya, Anakya, I'm come, Thanawa, Laya, Akzaf, Kwaba, I Makam, Wa Akwab, Ra'a, Mafaya, Malapanya, Wayai Nawa, Banya, Kaf, Af, Abaraham, La'ama, Lawa. Verse 6. It is Shemai Nawa, Adanya, Nashaya, Alahayim, Athar, Bathar, Wakanawa, Bama, Bakar, Kwaba, Ya Nawa, Kwaba, Af, Mathak, Ayash, Mamanawa, Af, Kwabawa, La'a, Yakal, Mamaka, Makwaba, Mathak. Verse 7. Wayakwam, Abaraham, Wayashaf, Kawa, La'aim, Ha'arataza, Labanya, Kaf. That was Genesis 23 and 1 to verse 7.
Sarah was 100, and Sarah was 100. Sarah was 107 and 20 years old. These were the years of the life of Sarah.
There, so Abraham's wife Sarah lived to 120 years old. Then, like everyone, there reaches a point in life where we die, and this was her time, and she lived to 120 years old.
And Sarah died in Kajaba, the same is Hebron in the land of Canaan.
Mhm.
And Abraham came to mourn for Sarah and to weep for her. And Abraham stood up before his dead and spake unto his sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and a sojourner with you. Give me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight.
There, so remember, this isn't Abraham's land at this time. You know what I mean? His seed, who later are the Israelites, they got the land. But at this point of history, Abraham is a sojourner. Of course, his wife died, and he wants to bury his wife. So he's saying, "Listen, I'm a sojourner in this land. Please, if I can have some land to bury my dead." Read on.
Hear us, my Lord. Thou art a mighty prince among us. In the choice of our sepulchres, bury thy dead. None of us shall withhold from thee his sepulchre, but thou mayest bury thy dead.
Yeah. So with the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Hittites, even though Abraham being a sojourner, they liked him. They weren't like this guy's ranking. He needs to go, man. If he can't even bury his dead, then that's even better. They'll make him piss off. You know what I mean? Now, meaning they liked him. That, you know what? Yeah, you know what I mean? We'll give you some land so that you can bury your dead.
Verse 7. And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land, even unto the children of Heth.
Mm-hmm. As on that, I also let's call it.
Kwaza Bamba Yamen Bayashala, Yabashim Yasharakta. Yard Bar Atham, La Amar Yash Athar, La Pashkam, La Koba, Athar, Mathaya, Malak, Malapanya, Shanai, Walaya, Mapag, Aiwa, Laya, Ba'ai, Parawan, Ban, Tazakar, Waya, Wayatan, Laya, Ata, Ma'ai, Rata, Amakla, Ashara, Lawa, Ashar, Bakwataza, Wadakawa, Bakas, Bakasak, Mala'a, Yatha, Nana, Laya, Wata, Wakakam, La'a, Kaza, Kazaf, Koba, Ba'ai, Parawan, Aisha, Bata, Wad, Banya, Kaf, Waya Ain, I Parawan, Hakakakaya, Af, Abraham, Ba'azanya, Banya, Kaf, Nakal, Ba'aya, and Sha'aya, Ayara, La'ama, La'a, Adanya, Shama'ainaya, Hashada, Latha, Thea, Lada, Waha, Ama'aira, Asha, Bawa, Lad, Naftataya, La'ai, Naya, Banya, Aimaya, Wathakaya, Lada, Koba, Mustad, Waya, Shata, Kawa, Abraham, Napanya, Aim, Ha'arataza, Waya Daba, Al, Ipurawan, Ba'a, Zanaya, Aim, Ha'arataza, La Amma, Ada, Am, Atha, Nawa, Shama'ainaya, Na, Tandaya, Kasak, Hashada, Kwaka, Mamanawa, La'akwaba, Atha, Mathaya, Shema, Waya'ain, Iparawan, Atha, Abraham, La'amar, Lawa. Verse 8 to 40.
Yes.
And the field of Ephron was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field, and the cave which was therein, and all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the borders round about, were made sure unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Heth.
There you go, man. So Abraham's in a strange land that ain't his. And he has so much respect that even his heathen was like, oh, he's cool, man. Abraham got that pass. You know that pass that man get when you're from the wrong ends, but man respect you, man. Like, he's cool, man. They respect him, man. That's what you should be. We're in the land of our enemies, man. We hate them, man. We want to take over their kingdom, but you know what we don't do? We don't steal from them.
Right.
We don't rape and rob. So even your oppressor will say, yo, listen, he got some strange beliefs. His beliefs are radical, but listen, he ain't harming nobody, man.
Right.
You know, go give him that loan, man. You know, we done a credit check on him, and he's clean as a whistle. He don't rob nobody. When you go for that loan, they can't deny you that loan. When you go for that job, they can't deny you that job. Even though your beliefs are crazy, they're weird, and you know we can't really understand why you think this way. You know, 2021. But listen, this man's clean as a whistle. And likewise with Abraham, Abraham's record was clean, man. Everyone liked him, was a good brother, didn't steal, didn't rob. And they say, yo, Abraham's cool, man. Yo, listen, give him that land, man. Let him bury the dead, man. He ain't harming nobody. Been a sojourner in our land, ain't robbing no one, ain't stealing, ain't trying to play nobody. Give him that land, man. And that's how we should be as well, man.
That's right.
And guess what? Abraham was told that he's better than them same people. He knew that one day his people will rule the land he was in right now. And the children of Hebron wouldn't be in that land. He knew that. But he didn't go around, you know, robbing from them because I'm better than them anyway. I ain't got to pay back this loan. I can rob from them and don't pay it back. Listen, black man. Stop listening to these fake Israelite groups, man.
Right.
That's right.
Now you can rape the white woman because you're great in her, man. You know what I mean? They're scum to you. Listen, that will land you up in jail, man.
That's
So
right.
that means so ridiculous, man. You're meant to have a clean record, man. You're meant to make people. You're meant to make brothers look at you and say, "Yo, I want to be in the truth, man. Look how they live. I mean, their life is separate. They ain't dying of the things that I die of. They ain't going through the things that I go through. What is it that makes them so blessed of the Lord? Whatever it is, I want to be in. That's what you gotta be, man.
Right.
You gotta have a nice, clean record like Abraham, man. Give it.
Before all that went in at the gate of his city, and after this, Abraham buried Sarah, his wife.
And Abraham got that land. They granted him some land, some plot of land to bury his wife. He got it, man. And when it was time, he buried his wife. Cremation is not our culture. We don't cremate people, man. It's not a sin, but it's not our culture. We bury our dead, put them in the ground. That's what Abraham did to his wife, man. Bury them, man. Respectful burial. That's what a burial is. It's a respectful death, man.
That's right.
Like laying what on the concrete with chalk around you. That's a honorable death, man.
Right.
That going mager and deteriorate into nothing in the AIDS war. That's a dishonorable death. That's not how we're supposed to die.
Right.
You're meant to be 127 years like Sarah, and then we rest you we put you in the ground, man, next to your grandparents, man. All you die in the same patch of land. That's a respectful death, man.
Right.
What's not a respectful death? Dying on the cold concrete, man, of
That's
bullet
right.
holes. And then your mum got to take a loan out because we can't afford the funeral, man. And you get the most basic funeral in a graveyard. In a graveyard, man, strangers, man. Buried next to some Indian, man. So, buried next to some Bengali, man. You know what I mean? You meant to be on your plot of land, but guess what? We ain't got our own land.
Right.
We ain't got our own land, man. The oppressors made out like, you know what? Let me not deviate. Carry on.
In the cave of the field of Machpelah, before
In the cave, buried next to in a cave, and he bought a plot of land. Why? So he can bury his family, man.
right.
His sons, his wives, his daughters. He's not supposed to get buried next to everybody, man. Go to Jamaica, man. In the country, your family's all buried together. You live together, you die together, you get buried together, man. That's what it's supposed to be. But the white man's made everybody cram up into cities, man,
Right.
and push the city life. Everybody wants to be in the cities, man. When the city is not so good of a life, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? In the country, you know, you got your own plot of land, your own family, life's nice and slow. You know, take your time. In the city, everyone's rushing around, everyone's crammed on top of each other, crammed into council estates, tower blocks, just tight, crammed in like sardines, man. Even when you die, even buried together, man. They got a big plot of land. Let's bury everyone there. Let's bury them nice and tight, packed. All these strangers together, man. That's not how it's supposed to be, man. You go to Jamaica, a plot of land's yours, man.
Right.
The whole plot of land's yours. For miles, it's yours. Not in the city in the UK. Everybody wants to be the city, man. Everyone's just crammed together, pushed together tight, man. You're always locks in your door. Click, 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 click. When in the countryside, you're free, man. You lock your door or nothing, man. And that's what when the crime happens, 'cause everyone's frustrated, everyone's angry, everyone's pissed off, everyone's imagine you and someone so tight together next door. The music is going to annoy you.
Right.
The loud talking is going to annoy you. The bosses cram. The bosses are crammed. The bosses are late. All that stuff, man. What deviates like it.
Before Mamre, the same is Hebron in the land of Canaan.
And that place later on became Mamre in Canaan. You know what I mean? That's just letting you know that same place where he buried his wife was later on called something else.
Right.
That happens sometimes. Lands get lands get conquered by certain people and it gets renamed. Or sometimes just get renamed over time. People call it something else. This is how it works. Like Birmingham at one point didn't exist in Warwickshire. Over time, a lot of people migrated down there and they thought, you know what, we got enough population to make a city. Let's make a city. And they called it Birmingham, whatever the case may be. One time in Jamaica, Portmore didn't exist, and over time, this is what happened here. That same place later on was called Mamre. You done?
And the field and the cave that is therein were made sure unto Abraham.
And that field and the cave was made sure to Abraham. You know what sure means? Positive, man.
Right.
That this is yours. No man can come back and say, yo, what you doing on the land? This ain't yours no more. Well, we said it, but we changed our mind now. We made sure this is Abraham. Abraham had sure land, man. You gave him sure land. This was yours. You can have it. It's on our land, but in our land, we give you a patch of our land. Like just like if you go to America, you have a British embassy. That British embassy is on American soil, but it's for Brits. Americans can't invade it. It's known as an act of war to do so. That's what Abraham had in the next man's land. Patch of land for himself. Keep it.
For possession of a burying place by the sons of Heth.
And in the sons of Heth, Abraham had his own burying place. Imagine that. Imagine you got a land and there's a man that ain't a part of your people. And when you walk, whoa, you can't go in there. That's so-and-so's land, man. That's so-and-so's burial. And this man ain't even your people, but he got so much respect and knowledge and blessed by God that even amongst his enemies, they got a place for him, man. That's beautiful, man. You see the gangster movies, man, two men hate each other, but they can't kill each other. Just out of respect. You know what I mean? Like they hate each other and so forth, but the commission goes, you can't kill each other, man. So they got to see each other and just tip their nose and such things, man. That's why Abraham was like here. All his enemies hated him, but he had land on their land, and that's what it was.
Right. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age.
And Abraham got old. Over the time, he got old, as we do. You get, as you know, no one's getting any younger. Every year that passes, you get a year older. Over time, what the years start to pile up on you, man. Keep it in.
And the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things.
And the Lord bless Abraham, man. You can't tell me Abraham ain't blessed. Abraham got a wife who's old that got a baby for him. Abraham's seed is gonna rule the earth. Abraham got land on the next man's land. Blessed, man.
Right.
That's the UPK right there, man.
That's
Look up, but Polite came against the UPK, man. And where's Polite now? In jail, man.
Right.
In jail, man. Listen, look how much, you know what I mean? The man that tried to come in the camp and tried to disrespect, man, try to violate, man, he's in jail right now. You can't tell me that ain't the Lord, man.
Right.
That's what happens when you come against the UPK, man. Polite was mocking and shooting up the Bible. You see when he shut the Bible up?
Yeah, man.
He got some big gun, started shooting up the Bible and mocking. The Bible goes, the Lord, I'm paraphrasing, the Lord don't act straight away, man. So people think, see, he's not real, man. And the Lord got him, man.
Right.
And Polite got, look, his book started selling. He started making millions. See, the Lord don't exist, man. Come on, look at this. Come on, I shut the Bible, but I don't get him paid. Come on, man.
Is he proper in jail?
But just don't look good for him at the moment, man. I don't think he's sentenced yet, but listen, they found sperm on the 14-year-old girl's dress, man. Not looking good, man. Not looking good at all, man. Boy, you better hope that money pays off and get some decent lawyers, man.
Yeah, get Jewish lawyer.
Trust me. Carry on.
And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house.
And Abraham had servants, man. He was rich, you know what I mean? Back then, a servant today is not a man that you whip, man. A servant is a man. Let me break it down for you. When you read the Bible, you hear about a servant. Not all the time it's talking about a man you whip and treat bad and, kind of make it work in the cotton field. A servant is a man that provides a service, man. Today, because of the microwave and because of the stove, you don't need a servant. Take away your microwave and your stove, you will need a servant, man. Just trust me. Who's gonna start a fire for you? You want some food? You're not gonna bang in the. You're not gonna hit the kettle and make a pot noodle, man. And be done in 5 minutes. You want noodles? You gotta light a fire, and lighting a fire is stress, man. Someone gotta go to the field, chop the wood down, bring the wood back, light the fire, which is damn near impossible, mind you. That's a lot. So rich people had servants. Rich people had one man will start a fire, one man will cook. Cooking now is easy. Cooking back then was terrible, man. It was
Right.
hard. Go to the islands, man, and you see man cooking outside, man. That shit's rough, man. And Abraham was rich, and he was rich and fortunate enough to have servants to do certain stuff for him, man. You'll pay a man to do that for you. You'll pay a man to go get firewood. You'll pay another man who's skilled in cooking. You'll pay another man who's skilled in making clothes or cleaning or whatnot. Keep with him.
That ruled over all that he had.
And he the servant that ruled over everything. Just like you own a restaurant, you got what? You got the chef, the manager who's in charge of the chefs, the manager who's in charge of the kitchen, the manager who's in charge of what's called the waiters, and you got one man who's in charge of everything. The man that was in charge of everything. This is what Abraham said to him. Keep it in.
Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh.
And Abraham told this man to put his hand under his thigh, man. And then what's his name? Garfield, who's another one, another guy who hates the ISUPK, who just might end up in jail as well, man. He's to repent, man. No, I'm saying just might, man. But this what happens when you hate the UPK, man. You saw end up in jail, you end up dead. He said, Abraham telling man to put their hand under his thigh. The Bible promotes homosexuality. That's not what it's saying, man. Remember, Abraham's old right now, man, and asking the man to put his hand under his thigh. Read that again.
Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh.
Keep it in.
And I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son.
There you go. Abraham wants to tell his son something before he dies. He's telling his servant to pick him up, man. To put your hand under someone's thigh. You know when you pick someone like this? So like so. Just keep your hand. Like when people get married, man. When a man and wife gets married and the man picks up the bride, how does he pick up the bride, man? He puts his hand under the thigh to pick him up. He's saying to his servant, I pray you pick me up, man. That's his job. The servant gets paid to pick him up.
Right.
Just like when you go to an old people's home, what do? You put your hand under their thigh and put them in the wheelchair. Remember, Abraham's stricken in age and he can't move. And he's telling the servant to pick him up so he can go tell his son something, man. So he can make his son swear that he won't take no heathen wife. That's all it is, man. When you're homosexual, you start to think something else, man. Yeah.
Right.
Keep it in.
Of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell.
And look at that, man. Look at that, man. Abraham was a racist, man. And that's how you got to be, black man. Imagine if Abraham was respected in the land of Canaan. But did Abraham want a Canaanite wife? No, he didn't, black man.
Right.
That's how you got to be. You got to go to work, speak to your oppressor boss, laugh at your oppressor boss. Don't steal from him. You be cool to him, man. Treat him properly. But guess what? At the same time, not become one with your oppressor boss. Not want a daughter from your oppressor boss.
Right.
Abraham was living amongst the Canaanites and they loved him so much. They gave him land. And before he died, he said, son, don't marry the woman. It's a madness. You would think that Abraham was smart, man. How you're supposed to be smart. You send your kids to school, man, and let your kids play with them oppressors' children. Let them use a coloring book and laugh and play tick and tag with them. And when you come home, say, son, don't you ever marry one of them. That's what Abraham did, man.
Right.
You gotta be smart like that. Abraham was around him so long to the point he died amongst them. They loved him so much they gave him land. Like, that Abraham is so nice, ain't he? Yeah, man. Listen, Abraham didn't love you back, man.
That's right.
Abraham knew how to be what? In the world, but not of the world, man.
Right.
So when chime in, or you talk?
But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred and take a wife unto my son.
Abraham said, listen, I'm about to die, and I want you to go home, go to where I come from, and get some family, man. You're gonna have sex with someone who's one of our nation, man. Go home, have sex. Listen, I know you're born and grow in England, and it's all you know, and you love Becky's and quiche and adiolas. But listen, when I die, I'll tell you, go home and get a wife. I don't want you having a wife of one of these women, man. Right. You think Abraham been around so long, over time he would have loved them and came pot down, man. Abraham knew the deal, man. Anymore. Rise to face the east, and the Lord
Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Badash,
Badash,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malak Waka,
Malak Waka,
Taba'ah,
Taba'ah,
Ratzaka,
Ratzaka,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Ba'aratiza,
Baratiza,
Kawa,
Kawo,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Ba'ashemayim,
Bashmayim,
Nathanawa,
Abanawa,
Nakam,
Nakam,
Cow,
Cow,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Wasalaknawa,
Wasalaknawa,
Kabawafnawa,
Wawafnawa,
Kasalaknawa,
Wasalaknawa,
Kabawafnawa,
Wawafnawa,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Tabainawa,
Tabi'ainawa,
Banasayawan,
Wanasayawan,
Abal,
Abod,
Hawashainawa,
Hawashainawa,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Rai,
Rai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Naka,
Naka,
Hamalakwa,
Hamalakwa,
Waha'ala,
Waha'ala,
Wahapapara,
Wahapara,
La'ayawalamian,
La'ayawalamian,
Aman.
Aman. And in English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy will be done.
thy will be done
In earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts
and forgive us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors,
And lead us not
and lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. And they pray for the heart, the power, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai,
Hashem Yahushai,
Baba Pashah,
Baruch Shah,
the Fan Nawa,
Banlanawa,
Haka,
Akah,
Haka,
Akah,
Lara Pa'ah,
Arafa'ah,
Kal Makala,
Kamakala,
Wakal Madawa,
Kamadawa,
Haka,
Akah,
Lataha,
Latahah,
Hamad Tazarayim,
Muhammad Tazariah,
Haka,
Akah,
Lahakya,
Lahafia,
Hamafia,
Ramafia,
Haka,
Akah,
Arakawa,
Arukawa,
Hatama Allah,
Tama'ala,
Nagara Shan,
Nagarishan,
Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai,
Hashem Yahushai,
Wala Aman,
Wada Aman. In the English, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahushai,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
please give us the power,
please give us the power
to heal
to heal
all manner of sickness
all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease,
and all manner of disease,
the power to cleanse the lepers,
the power to cleanse the lepers,
the power to raise the dead,
the power to raise the dead,
the power against unclean spirits,
the power against unclean spirits,
to cast them out.
to cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahweh Shai,
thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it. And the blessings, Barakatah Yahweh,
Rakatah Yahweh,
Wa Yahweh Shai,
Wa Yahushai,
Wa Miyaka Allah,
Wa Miyaka Allah,
Wa Alahayim,
Wa Alahayim,
Mataz of Ya'ah,
Tazabi'ah,
Allah Wafi Yahana,
Alawak Yahana,
Ha Allah Wafi,
Ha Alawakir,
Ha Saranyam,
Ha Saranyam,
Ha Fatazayanyam,
Ha Fatayanyam,
Ha Kayayam,
Ha Kalayanyam,
Wa Akwafi,
Wa Akwafir,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Wa Hashem Yahweh Shai,
Wa Hashem Yahushai,
Wada,
Wada,
Aman.
Aman. In the English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahushai,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Michael,
and
the angel,
and the angel,
commanding General Yahana,
commanding General Yahana,
the general,
the general,
the captain,
the captains,
the officers,
officers,
the troopers,
the troopers,
and the sisters,
and the sisters,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahushua,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalm 121, Asha Ayanya,
Asha Ayanya,
Al-Hahayim,
Al-Hahayim,
Ma'ayan,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Isaiah,
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 Ma'ayim,
Ma'ayim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shemayim,
Shemaiah,
Wa'aratiza,
Barakatah,
Al-Yathan,
Al-Adhan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regalka,
Galka,
Al-Yanawam,
Al-Yanawam,
Shamaka,
Shamaka,
Hanala'ah,
Anada'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yayashan,
Yashan,
Shawamah,
Sharamah,
Yasha'ala,
Yashra'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamaka,
Shamaka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazaka,
Zaka,
Al-Yad,
Al-Yad,
Yamyanka,
Yamyanka,
Yawamam,
Yaramam,
Hashamash,
Hashemah,
the Ayakayaka,
Ayakaika,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Walayala,
Walayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamaka,
Shamaka,
Makawarai,
Makarai,
Yashama,
Hashemah,
Afna Pashka,
Pashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashama,
Yeshemah,
Haza Afka,
Haza Afka,
Waba wa Aika,
Bawa Aika,
Ma'aika,
Ma'aika,
I will learn,
I will learn.
Aman.
Aman. In the English. I will lift up mine eyes
I will lift up mine eyes
unto the hills,
unto the hills,
from whence cometh my help.
from whence cometh my help.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer
He will not suffer
thy foot to be moved.
thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade
Yahweh is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alda Mayalaka. Alta Karash. But Alta Shakwat. Al Kayahana. Awab Yakar. Yahama Yawan. Ra'ash. Al Imaka. Ya'ayabamwa. Sawada. Wayata Yawa Aitazawa. Altazar Pawanyaka. Amawa. Nakawa. Wanyakakida. Wagaya. Wala Aya Zakar. Shamya Sha'ala. Awada. Kaya. Nawa Aitazawa. Naba. Yakadwa. Al Yakar. Baya. Yakawakwa. Alahaya. Adawam. Wa Yashima Alayam. Mawa Abba. Wahagaya. Gabal. Wa Imawan. Wa Imalak. Halisham. Ibishabya. Kazawa. Gam Ashawa. Nalawa. Imam. Hayawa. Zarawai. Nabanya Nawat. Salah. Aishalaham. Kamadyan. Kasaya Sarah. Hayabyan. Banakar. Hayashwa. Nashamadwa. Bayandara. Hayawa. Daman. La Adama. Shayatamwa. Nadar Yabawa. Kaira. Wakazabak. Wakatizamanai. Kaudasaya Asha. Amawa. Nairasha. Nanawa. Ah. Na'awa. Alahayam. Alahaya. Shayatamwa. Kagagala. Kakwash. The Panyaraka. Kaash. The Ayayara. Wakalaba. Talahat. Hayam. Khan. Taradakma. Basa Iraka. Wabasawa Pafka. Tabala. Mala'a. Hanya. Palawan. Wayaba Kwashwa. Shamka. Yahawa. Yabashwa. Wayaba Awa. Aya Ay. Wayaka Pawa. Waya Abadwa. Waya the Iwa. Waya Ata. Shamka. Yahawa. Yabadka. Al Yawan. Alcohol Aratiza. Amen.
And in the English, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still,
And be not still,
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies make a tumult,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted against
and consulted against
thy hidden ones.
thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
that the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
But they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee,
They are confederate against thee.
the tabernacles of Edom
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab
of Moab
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabor
Gabor
and Ammon
and Ammon
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the
the
Philistines
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher also is joined with them.
Asher also did join with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah.
Salah,
Do unto them
do unto them
as unto the
as
Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
and to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
at the brook of Kison,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Made their nobles like Oreb,
Made their nobles like Oreb,
and like Zayeb.
and like Zayeb.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes as Zabah,
all their princes at Zabah,
and as Zalmunna,
and the Zalmunna,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of the Most High in upholds their
the houses of the Most High in possession.
all my power.
All my power,
Make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as a stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth a wood,
as a fire burning for wood,
and as the flame
and as a flame
setteth the mountains on fire.
set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest,
and make them afraid
and make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the Most High
are the Most High
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
So be it.
So be it.
Curses, blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh
in
Shai,
the name of Yahweh Shai,
listen to us now,
listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
Said evils and curses
The evils and curses
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against us,
thy prophets,
thy prophets,
the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
and the schools
and the school,
send evils and curses
send evils and curses
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose
and shake loose
the treasure of the rich of Israel,
the treasure of the rich of Israel
that refuse
that refuse
to give to the school,
to give to the school,
force their riches
force their riches
to enter into thy
to
sanctuary,
enter into thy sanctuary,
send evils and curses
send evils and curses
and punishments and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the Edomites
to the Edomites
and the nation
and the nation
and their drug dealers,
and the drug dealers,
the court system,
the court system,
the prison system,
the prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia, Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
Skinheads,
Skinheads,
Posse
Comitazi,
the gay movement,
the gay movement,
the lesbian
the lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
workers of witchcraft,
NASA space program,
that's the space program,
Army,
Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet
open up the internet
and the airways,
and the airways,
the cable access channel,
the cable access channels
and the radio channel,
and the radio channels.
convict the spirit
Convict the spirit
of any of thy people
of any of thy people
that seek to stop us
that seek to stop us
and bring swift destruction
and bring to destruction
to all the
to
heathen
all the heathen
that stand in the way
that stand in the way
or try to stop us
or try to stop us
from broadcasting your word
from broadcasting your words
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues,
Let loose all the plagues,
cause them to go to and fro
cause them to go to and fro
through the earth and consume them.
through the earth and consume them.
Let the plague shake
Let the plague shake
the house of the thief
the house of the thief
and the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let Yahweh shine.
Let Yahweh shine.
Michael and Gabriel
Michael and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucers
come down with the flying saucers
and punish all the heathen
and punish all the heathen
that come up against us
that come up against us
as we speak thy word.
and to speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all
Cause it to be known by all
that it is the angels that have done
that
it.
it's the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread
Cause it to be spread
through the media
through the media
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake
Cause them to shake
at thy coming
at thy coming.
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai,
Thank you always.
thank you always.
So be it.
So be it. With the blessed Israel, Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Hashem, Shemi Hawashai,
Hashem Yahushai,
Barakanawa,
Barakanawa,
Waya Sha'ala,
Vayashala,
Wahabaya,
Wahabaya,
Sapaya,
Fire,
Barak Papa,
Barakapa,
Hagan Hagan,
Vayashala,
the Gordon family, the Bailey family, the George family, the Zerma family, and the Barkerson family,
The elders and the children of Israel.
the elders and the children of Israel. Barashemi Hawashai,
Hashem Yahushai,
Wada Aman.
Aman.
And what we the syllables, Lord, in the name of Jesus, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Jesus, thank you, and so be it. With that, that's this.